design build. So the design build delivery system is a unique system in which the owner can contract with one entity to accomplish both the design aspects and the construction aspects of a project. Now, not every firm has both design in-house and construction in-house. So what you'll often see is an architectural firm will joint venture with a contracting firm to do the design build. Now, a joint venture is a legal entity where two companies come together. They define their scope of services really well in that agreement, and then that little entity can then contract with an owner. So there's a lot of advantages of design build, and one of the best advantages for an owner is that there's a single point of fault. So if something goes wrong in the project as you're going through the design process and the build process, an owner doesn't have to have a contractor and architect, discussing among themselves who's at fault. It is just the design build's fault, and they have to resolve the issue singularly as opposed to one firm or the other. Now, fast track is also an option. If a design build firm, you can actually start a project before the design is completed. In fact, I've worked on a job before. It was a huge Fujitsu plant out in California where they needed a warehouse and production facility up right away, and they knew that it had to be so large. So they started grading the site before they even had the first bit of design done. And the site's getting graded. So we're working on the design rapidly, getting the main footings and foundations together, and then we have to work on what goes up vertically. But that all has to be done before the grading's finished. But once that grading's finished, those designs for the footings and the foundations and the slabs are complete, so they can be working on that as we're still designing the exterior shell, how the roofing system's going to work, and so on. Because we have a scope of work where we know what size we need to shoot for, we can begin early and just start marching through the process, construction following design. So fast track is definitely an option in the design build process, and it works really well. Now, nice thing too is the owner doesn't have to be involved in the day-to-day job. They're not making decisions every day, but they are forced to make sort of design decisions as they go. You have to pick out elements so they don't slow down the project. But this is a rapidly moving process. The team's working together. You have the advantage of the architect and contractor working together and making decisions as they move along. So you get these constructability reviews throughout the project, and you also get some value engineering as you're going. And value engineering is basically meeting the quality standards but reducing the price through alternative methods. So a lot of advantages to design build. Now, disadvantages is that this process can come off the wheels if it's not programmed correctly. And what we mean by program is define all the elements of the project up front, understand exactly what we're shooting for. If that programming is wrong, well, design bid build is going to go a long way before they realize that it is wrong, and there's a lot of adjustments. And as we said, the owner has less time to make decisions because the owner has to kind of keep up with the process. When it's time to decide on windows, someone has to make that decision so those windows can go in. I mean, that's just the way this process works. And then finally, there's fewer checks and balances. Considering the design bid build process where you have an architect on one side and a contractor on the other side, they're looking, at each other and checking on each other. Well, under a design build process, it's all under one entity. So that check and balances pretty much goes away.